Hi guys, welcome to Eminent Stitches. I am Bukola. Today I will be sharing a tutorial on how to make this simple gown, simple long gown, and it's going to be an extended sleeve. That is, we are cutting the sleeve with the body of the gown. Then to take measurements of our gown, we are going to start from the prominent bone to the desired length of our sleeve. That is, from that bone at the middle of our back down to where we desire our sleeve to stop. If you want a short sleeve, you can stop it before your ankle, and then if you want 3/4, you can make it 3/4. That is, from that you place your tape measure at that prominent bone down to your desired length. It could be at your wrist as well. Then your gown length, your half length, is going to be a free gown, so we don't really need our circumference measurements. The only circumference measurements that we need is our hips measurements. Now the first thing to do now is to insert my measurements. My own back measurement is 17. It's 17 that I got from my own prominent bone. That is the bone that divides our back into two down to my sleeve length. So I desire to have 17. Here is it. Assuming this place is my prominent bone, this is the middle of my fabric, and I've folded my fabric into two. This is just 2 yards of a fluffy chiffon materials. My neck, I use 3 inches. For the back depth, I will be using 1.5 inches, while the front will be 4 inches. This 4 inches here, 4 inches. I've marked the 4 inches. The next thing now is to connect the lines at the points. To give me, you can use your French cuff if you have one, but I'm using my free hand. Here now, I will join this rectangle shape together to give me, I'll just curve this place. Then that is my round neck. Then also curve this place. I'm going to curve it like this. This for my back neck. My back depth, I made it 1.5. Then my front neck depth is 4 inches. Then the next thing now is to mark my bust from my shoulder to my shoulder to my nipple point is 10. I'll make it 10.5. Here is my 10.5 here. So the next thing on this 10.5, now mark my bust. My bust is 38 divided by 4 to give me 9.5. Here is my 9.5 inches. But because I'm making a free gown, I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch into my measurements for ease. So I'll make it 40. It's going to be 40. It's a free gown. Here is my 40, and I told us that it's going to be an extended sleeve gown. Here is that. Then this is my waist. From my shoulder to my waist is 16.5. Here is it. So I want to extend the point, because I will just ignore this my waistline. I don't need it because I want a free gown. So I don't need it. I don't want any shape, just be straight gown. Then here on my hip line, my hip is circumference is 40. 40 divided by 4 will give me 10. Here is it. 10 inches plus x to be 10.5. Here is 10.5. Then I'll now connect it with this place. Then I'll be adding 1 inch for seaming allowance for everything. That's for seaming allowance. So now, before I shift it up, this is my 17, the first 17 I measured. You know, I told us it's an extended sleeve. So from this place, now I came down by 1.5 inch. That's 1.5 inch now. The remaining part of this place is 9.5. So this 9.5 now, I'll be using it for my BD. So now I will now come to this place, come down by 1.5 inches. And you come down by 1.5 inches. Then I will now cuff my hand like this to this place, so that this place will not be too sharp. I don't need this sharp edge. It must be cuffed like this, so it will beautify what I'm trying to cut. Then the next thing is to go to shift up my fabric. I will now measure whatever I have here. I have 11.2 inches here. That's what I'll be marking down. 11.2 inches. 11.2 inches. This is a DY top. You can do it by yourself. I've measured everything with my steaming allowance. Everything is 11.2 inches. Then the next thing, I will connect all the points together. It's going to have slits at the both. It's going to have slits at the both side. So now my gown length is 60. This is 25. Let me place my measurement here. 58. Here is my 58 now with steaming allowance. Everything is 58. That 58 now, I'll be cutting it out. Let me extend. So I think I'm done with that. Let me shift it up. I want to show us something. So from this place now, this is the heavy part of my gown. I'll be measure upwards 17 inches for the slit. There's going to be 2 slits at the both side. I will slit it at the both side. So that is the slit. So when I'm cutting it, I will just notch this place. So now the next thing is to cut out our gown. It's a free gown, and you want to cut this type of gown, just fold your fabric together. Fold it together and make sure that. Then also the pocket I made mention, I will be showing us now how to cut pockets. This is inseam pockets. Before you cut your pockets, I'm going to fold my fabric. I'll be cutting it one. This is my fabric. It's already unfolded. I folded it into 2. Then you now place your hand like this. Here is my hand. Then the next thing you now do, like you will now mark your hand round like something like this. That shape of your hand, you just mark it round like this. Now I'm done with the two. You will now measure it like this. Just measure it like this. Whatever you get here, you slant your tape measure in this form like I did now. Then you now do it like this. You roll it up, then you cut it out. Now this will be at the white side. This edge will come up, while this one will come up too. The lower part of it will be at the down part, while this one will be at this place will be the down side. Hope you can see it. Hope you understand. If you don't understand, drop your comment. I will answer to all the comments. Thanks for watching. Now I want to show us how to know exact measurements that we need for our pockets. Here is my gown now. Just place your tape measure on your fabric. Measure your half length. My half length is 16. Here is my 16. It's 16. I will come down by 1.5 from my waist. Here is 17 and plus 16 inches is my normal half length. Yeah, my half length is 16 plus 1.5 inches will give me 17.5. Here is the 17.5. On that 17.5, I'm going to mark it here. I don't want to extend it because this is the right face of my fabric. This is where you place it. Then you measure your normal measurement plus 1.5. You could make it 2 or 1.5 sharp. Then after that, you mark this place. You mark 7 inch or 6 inches here. Your pocket length is 7 inches. So here is my 7 inches now. So the next thing is to mark it. Then you can use bias to pipe the neck of your fabric, or you cut facing for it. Let me cut facing. Seems I've not done any video on cutting facing. Let me cut facing since I still have fabric. Yeah, I'll be using this one for the front facing. To cut the front facing, just fold your fabric into 2. I've separated this. This is the front part. Pieces of fabric like I'm doing now. Just place it. Then you cut it out. Just trace it out. Now I will now place my tape measure and mark. I will be marking to 2.5 inches all round. You could make yours 3.5 boys 3 inches. It must not more than that. But I don't want it to be wide. I'm okay for this tutorial. 2.5 inches is okay for me. So you connect everything, then you cut it out. That's for the front facing. This for the front facing. Then for the back facing, you take another pieces of fabric. These are pockets. You take another pieces of fabric, you fold it into two as well. Then you now place your back panel, fold it into two. This is my back panel. I folded into two now. I will now place it on the pieces of fabric that I put on that folded already. Then I will now cut it out. Here is it. It's very easy to cut facing. Here is it now. So the next thing is to cut it out, which I'm doing now. Then I will now mark 2.5 inches. So I'm done with it. The next thing is to go and stitch our fabric together. I'll be showing us how to stitch it, how to stitch our pocket with our gown, then how to stitch our facing as well to our fabric. Now I want to show us how to place our pockets. Very, very important. Make sure that this place is at the upper part, like this. I've marked where I want to put it. See my shock here. I've marked the both sides. That's for that side. Then this one will come to this side. As you can see. Then now before stitching it, I will use my pin to pin it down, so to make it clear. Yes. Make sure that you place the right side together, the right side of my pocket to the right side of my gown. Yeah, this is the other side of the pocket. I'm pinning this place as well. So this one has reduced my stress on the machine already. I'll pin it together. Then the next thing now, if I start stitching, I'll just start stitching my fabric from this edge. Now stitch it like this. When you get to this place, you close the stitch, then you move on like this. You stitch it round like this. You still come to this side, you close the stitch very well. You close it very well. When you get to this place, you close it very well. Then you stitch it down till the place you notch. That's 17 inches. You come up by 17 inches. Here that will notch. Then you stitch it. You close your stitch again. Same thing applicable to the other side. So when I'm done with that, I'll show us how I stitch this side. I'll come and show us the outcome. Thanks for watching again. Now I'll be cutting the turn up for the sleeve, for my sleeve. So to get our turn up, we are going to measure whatever our circumference, sleeve circumference is here. My sleeve circumference is 9.5. It's 9.5 here. So that 9.5 into 2 is going to give me whatever I will cut for each. That is 19. So it means I'm cutting 19 inches here. Here's my 19 inches. I don't need seaming allowance. That's my 19 inches. I'll be folding it into 2 now for the two sleeves. Then I'll be using 4 inches for my turn up. This 4 inches here. Then I will be marking it down. Then you can make, it depends on how wide you want your turn up to be. If you want it to be more than this, you can do. 4 inches is okay for this video. So the next thing, you connect it, get a straight line. Then the next thing, I'll cut it out. This one now, let me reconfirm my measurements. Okay, 19 inches. This is the 19 inches here. Then I will be trimming out the edge of my fabric. That's my 4 inches. Steaming allowance is included for the height of my turn up. What I mean by the height of my turn up, when I fold it into 2 like this, so whatever I get here is what I mean by the height. I got 2 inches now. Then this half is going for steaming allowance to join the turn up with the sleeve circumference. So the remaining part will be my turn up, and it will be 1.5 inches. I actually need 1.5 inches. I added that 1 inches for the seaming allowance. Hope I'm clear enough. So if you want your own to be wider than this, you can make it 5 inches, 6 inches. But now I'm done with the stitching of my turn up. Here is it. This is it. I stitch it straight with my round sleeve, then I top stitch it. Is it? I've ironed it. I've given it a very good press. Here is it. Then the next thing now, you see how it's opening. So the next thing is to join the both sides together. I'll just use machine to tack this place down. If you like, you can put button to design it. To stitch the both sides like this. I want to show us how to join the pockets. So this is my sleeve now. Here I will just measure my round sleeve. Here is it. I will just measure my round sleeve from here to here. I will just measure my round sleeve, then stitch it in. I will just stitch it like this. So you stitch it from here now, straight down like this. When you get to this pocket side here, you just come in. You stitch it like this. When you come here, you close the stitch. Then you open another stitch here. Down to that 17 inches that will notch upward. Then you stop here. Then you stop. Let me go and do one side. Now I'm done with the stitching of the sides. Here is it. I started here like that, come like this. I stitch it down. But before you stitch your own side, make sure that you stitch your pocket with the body. Now I'm done with my gown. I folded the hemming part. Here is it. I have stitched the both sides, here and the other side. I've stitched the both sides. Now the hemming part is folded. The next thing, my gown is ready to wear. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so whenever new video is uploaded, you'll be notified. Thanks.